So Aubrey was a beautiful young woman, inside and out. But what the bear did to her on that fateful day in northern Michigan was absolutely heinous. What's up, guys and gals? Iceman here. Welcome to Chilling Tales. This is a quickie, but it's a good one, and it's important for our perspective to be bear aware. And one of the most horrid and surprising bear attacks that I've ever told on this channel. You guys are going to be shocked by this one. And if you will, like this video, hit the thumbs up button and paw that bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And if you want to support the videos, you can become a patron or a channel member. Links in the description below. So my state of Michigan, this is just always a tough one to comprehend these bear attacks in because it's pretty damn close to home. And in my last several videos, I've been making videos outside when I'm walking around and I know that there are bears out there. I carry pepper spray, sometimes a hand cannon, but the risk is always there. So Aubrey wasn't far from Traverse City. Beautiful city in northern Michigan. Little birds, woodpeckers, pileated woodpeckers, chickadees all over the place. Nice little ponds, creeks, not far from the Great Lakes. Aubrey was 23 years old at the time of this attack, a fresh graduate from college. She was a photographer. This woman, filled with vibrancy and beauty, looked like a little forest fairy. All right? It's insane that the bear did to her what it did. So she was out taking photos of birds on some rugged terrain, some winding trail, like a tunnel of woods and thick trees around her, with this nice little river at the side. Strangely enough, she was with her dog. That's the kicker of this story. A little Jack Russell Terrier. Can be very vicious and protective little things. You ever seen those things? We used to have one growing up in my family back at my parents' house. Little... It's just insane the sort of pressure these things can emit on anything that it wants to. It can bite very hard, these little dogs, and they have little dog syndrome as far as I would say. But she was with her little Jack Russell Terrier. This dog that, I don't know, it had a pretty key role in this bear attack, which is shocking to me. So Aubrey was equipped with a hunting knife. All right, now she never used it other than peeling a few pears, cutting some limbs of trees to make little spices at home with. But that's it. It was a big old buck knife she had strapped on her side, and she had her nice Nikon camera, taking photos of birds, and they were sort of walking to the woods, and for a moment, she was catching a glimpse of a pileated woodpecker, and she had her camera out, and she's taking some nice shots, and that's when they heard it. The rustling in the woods, the then she heard a grunt. And that's when it struck. A black bear, a young bruin with long, yellow, bacteria-ridden claws. It burst from the woods, saw her, I think it was surprised by her, and then it turned and ran back into the woods. That's when her little yappy dog just went off. Now, Aubrey didn't have it on a leash as part of the problem. The dog chased it out into the woods. It disappeared, and Aubrey was standing there yelling to it, "Pico! Pico, come back! Pico, Pico, no!" She yelled to the little dog. And she just heard the barking, the yapping, the bear just scurrying through the woods. You could hear the dog like chasing the damn thing around a tree. I think the bears are sometimes off-put by these little vicious dogs. It's like they think it's a honey badger or something, you know? I mean, not just a honey badger, but things like wolverines and raccoons and badgers in general can be extremely aggressive, and often I think bears just don't want to risk getting in a fight with one. You know? So the damn thing ran away. Now the problem is little Pico came running back, and it ran up to Aubrey, and it ran past her. And the bear was chasing after it now. All right. So first the dog was chasing the bear, and then the dog comes back. It was recalled, and the bear chases the damn dog, and it goes right under Aubrey's legs. The bear pummels into the young, feeble woman, takes her to the ground. She screams. Oh, the gestures she makes. Oh, you know. And the bear begins ripping into her, just raking its claws down her chest. Pico, of course, is barking up a storm. And it runs around the back and bites the bear in its hind leg, and the bear just kicks and it knocks the dog. The dog just goes flying into the woods. Just smashes into a tree. Aubrey rips out her buck knife. All right, it's insane, but she ripped this thing out and just began stabbing the bear. And the bear's atop her, just raking its claws into her, and she stabs it. And she stabs it again, and she stabs it again in the tummy. The bear lives out a bellow. And Aubrey knew that she heard it. So she stabbed it again. She twisted the blade. She grinded it down. Tore her through the flesh and skin, blood spewing all over her face as this bear towers atop her like a tarantula over a vulnerable mouse fetus. But the tarantula was getting stabbed by a knife, and she just stabbed it and stabbed it and stabbed it, and then little Pico came running around again. Clamps onto the bear's forearm this time. All right? It grabs the bear's forearm, and the bear just flicks it off, and it stands up, and blood just spewing down its tummy, because Aubrey stabbed the hell out of it. It collapsed on her one more time and just just across her face, this beautiful little woman. And all of a sudden these scars, these claws just raking across her face. And that's when it whacks the knife out of her hand. She was trying to stab it again. Right after her face just gets raked, she tries to stab it again, and the bear, boom, the knife just goes flying into the forest. And she thought she was a goner. But little Pico comes running up again, and it jumps, and it grabs the bear by the neck like this. And it's just thrashing and thrashing, and the bear stands up and sort of starts swinging around like a pit bull, and the dog just goes flying again into the woods. Right? Then the bear hesitated. It began backing up. It was exhausted from this bear attack, and it was bleeding out. So the bear decided to retreat, and it just sort of disappeared back into the thicket from which it came, just huffing and puffing, leaving a trail of blood behind it. Aubrey had to pull herself up to her feet. She grabbed her little dog, and the dog was wounded, but she grabbed the thing, tucked it in her like a football, and started just limping down the trail. Oh my God. And she started running back down the trail, left her camera there, left her big old buck knife there, didn't even want to go looking for it. And she rushed down the trail back to her car, which was about a half mile down that dirt, tightly padded trail. What a heinous bear attack this was, but thank the creator that Pico was there, huh? I mean, I think she would have been dead as a goose if that little dog didn't chime in. It saved her life. The dog had its little paw stamped up. Had some, wound to the bandage up, butterfly band-aids, all that. Aubrey has these massive skating marks past her face and on her midsection, ripped through her shirt. Claws, just massive gouges in her chest. But she survived without any serious injuries, really. It's unbelievable. They scoured the area and found a bear about 200 feet from the attack site. The attack site looked like a rototiller went through it. Just the dirt all kicked up, blood everywhere, and the bear was dead. A lot of these bear attacks don't make the big media, all right? Like I said, they try to cover it up. I don't really blame them. They like animals, so do I. But it's also important to get the truth out, you know? Made local news, but, nobody died. But that bear would have killed that broad if that dog wasn't there, mark my words. Now, let me know in the comments what could have been done differently to prevent this bear attack, and what do you think about black bears now? Watch my other videos, get some insight, get some perspective, become a patron to support these videos. Like this video, subscribe to the page, and I'll see you all tomorrow with more chilling tales from the Iceman.